Hey, yaar, we all live in such a kind of society where people are so much shy and people are so much afraid to speak about sex and sex related facts. As a result, our society is filled with n number of myths related to the topic of sex. Why these myths develop? Myths are developed as a result of the lack of knowledge in that field or due to ignorance. So here I am, Pranav Pinayar, and you're watching my channel Pain Se Gainta. So today I'm standing before you in order to burst off all the myths related to sex and also to provide you with scientific methods, scientific data and scientific knowledge about sex so that you all can ace in bed and also you all can stop the spreading of these myths. Yeah, our society puts a lot of pressure on man during sex, yeah, because it's said that the size of man depends a lot on the sex, or it depends a lot on the pleasure of the girl, or the duration of the sex is completely the responsibility of the lasting power of the man, or like the efficiency, the performance efficiency of the man matters the most during sex and all these are completely myths, yeah. These are completely untrue. There is nothing like long lasting or the size concept and all. It's not like that. Actually, due to all these kinds of myths, what happens as a result is many of the people in our society, many of the males in our society are subjected to psychological erectile dysfunctioning or psychological premature ejaculation. So it's very important to educate our people about all these aspects. Similarly, it's also said that the pleasure or the duty of the woman is to give pleasure to a man. Yeah, and that time we actually forget that woman is also having pleasure. They are also having what emotions and all. So during sex, it is not the responsibility of only a man or only a woman, but it is actually the combined responsibility of both man and women so that they can have a healthy sexual intercourse, or they can have a very beautiful pleasure moment. Many a times during sex, females do not get proper orgasms and females do not get proper pleasure as men. You heard it right, guys. Yeah. And stats shows that about 85% of women today are not getting the same amount of pleasure and satisfaction as a guy during sex. Why this happens? Because actually this happens because we as men, many of the men don't know how to pleasurize a female. Why? Because we are actually pressing the wrong button instead of right one. It's said like it's a myth in our society that females are harder to get an orgasm and all. Actually, there is no concept like that. It's not due to it's not very hard to get orgasm for female and all. It's actually the process is going wrong. We are pressing the wrong button. That is why there is no orgasm. So let me give you a very simple analogy for pressing the button. So yeah, guys. So say if you are having a itch here, and you started itching here, do you get relief? You won't get relief, yeah. You won't get relief if you are having an itch here and you started itching here. No. Similarly, we all know for boys, yeah, to get an orgasm, you have to stroke down the penis or you have to stimulate the penis. But instead, if you touch his balls, will he attain orgasm? No, right? This is the basic analogy with females. Let me teach you the basic anatomy of females. So, what is the counterpart of penis in females? Yeah, many of you guess it wrong. It is not the vagina. It is actually the clitoris, which is the counterpart of penis. Yeah, guys, it is the clitoris and it is not the vagina. You all are having a blind knowledge about this. Yeah. So let's go into much more detailed aspects of this. Actually, what is this clitoris? Yeah, actually, this clitoris is a part which is situated in the vulva honors, that is of females. Yes, this clitoris is a small matrika dana which you are seeing, and this clitoris is having what, guys? This clitoris is having a food. So you are just seeing this. It is like this. So it's just this clitoris. So you are just seeing this part. This is the matrika dana kind of part you are going to see. And majority of the clitoris is inside this food. And there is a food for clitoris. So this is the basic, simple anatomy of clitoris. And now again detail we have to go. Now you all are again confused. Again you all are confused. I know. What you saw in media, what you saw in TV, what you have read, what you have proceeded in books, and all have said that once you do boing, 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 you get orgasm. Hey, yaar, the media is actually faking you. Actually, the media is making you a fool. Good morning to that news that it is completely untrue for most of the cases, that boing boing won't give you pleasure. Boing boing won't give you orgasm. I will give you the statistical data for this. Listen, 80% of the women will get orgasm through clitoral stimulation only. And there are 20% those lucky women who can get orgasm through vaginal stimulation or through indirect clitoral stimulation, that is through penetrating sex. And unfortunately, sadly, our media just focus on that 20%, and due to the influence of all these media and to the lack of sex education, we all have believed that 20% only exists, and we are ignorant about that 80%. And as a result, once you go for practical life situation, what happens is, once you do sex, once you do penetration and your partner is not getting any orgasm or she is not having any pleasure, the woman might think that boy is not capable to give her pleasure, and the man will think that his lady is not that horny or what, not that perfect person. So this is what is happening. So all these happen due to the lack of education, or it is due to ignorance actually that is happening in our society. So how to get that clitoral orgasm? Just press the right button called clitoris, touch it, rub it and stimulate it, and you will get that orgasm. Let me take you all again through a detailed anatomy of clitoris. So you have to understand the right anatomy of that button or that matrika dana. So yeah, clitoris is not actually like a matrika dana as you see from outside. Actually, clitoris is actually similar to the size of my palm. Clear? So here, it's a bit like your clitoris. This is your clitoris. This structure is your clitoris, where you are only seeing this part outside. And this part, which is comprises the 80 to 90% of the part, is internal. And this part, this 5% or the 10% of the part is what you see outside as matrika dana. And this is the right button for 80% of the females. And this is what you have to press for that orgasm or stimulation. So, at this point, at this part, I would love to give you or share to you all that again, another fact with you all. Yes, it is about G-spot. Yeah, a group of people say that it is completely a myth. But again, a group of people and our textbook called Kama Sutra which is the text which teaches the art of seduction, which comprises of 7 large volumes. And that text also says that yes, G-spots exist. So, together, people came to a conclusion that, yeah, maybe G-spot exists. And it is believed that the G-spot, or which we all think, which we all know, stems out from this 80% part of clitoris, which is internal. Here, this 10% Matraka Dana is what you see outside, and this 80 to 90% is what you see inside. And from here, with the thing called G-spot arises or stems out. So now let me teach you all about the vaginal clitoral complex. Yes, let me show you what it does. So you all, this is your vagina. This is your vagina. And you have the clitoris. And this clitoris is having 2 legs. So clitoral legs, actually this is vagina and this is your clitoral legs. Actually this clitoral legs is wrapping, it's actually hugging the vagina very tightly. It's wrapping or it's hugging the vagina. So these legs are like this. This is the clitoris. This what you see is the clitoris. So what actually I have to say is, majority of the people, what you have to do, you have to directly stimulate this button, that is clitoris. And there are a 20% group of lucky people who get stimulated or who get orgasm by indirectly stimulating the clitoris, that is through penetrative sex. And I have to show you the mechanism, right? So here is the demonstration. Once you do penetrative sex, boing boing, once you do boing boing, you are actually indirectly stimulating the clitoris, because this part, this above part of the vagina is directly attached to the legs of clitoris itself. So instead of pressing here, when you do penetration also, there indirectly clitoris gets stimulated in 20% of the people. It's not with that 80%, it's only with 20%. And this 80% of unlucky people don't get indirect stimulation of clitoris through penetrative sex. And thus 80% won't or can't get that pleasure or orgasm through the penetrative sex, but 20% lucky people can get what orgasm or pleasure through boing boing because of indirect stimulation of clitoris. So here is the take home message for you all, my viewers, that 80% of the people won't get stimulation through penetrative sex, but 20% only get stimulation through penetrative sex. Therefore, press the right button. Don't give too much importance to all these kind of penetration and all. Give importance to this pressing button. Actually talk to your partner or experiment how she's getting orgasm. Sex is not all about making babies and all. Many of people don't want to make babies, but sex is all about pleasure too. So it's all like you have to know your body type, you have to know the anatomy of the body, the physiology of the body, and everyone, not only medicos, everyone should have idea about this. And examine your body, look your body. Don't we all only look our face. No, you have to go take a mirror, analyze, look out your penis or vulva or your breast or any organ, because it is your body, it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to know the anatomy, physiology, how it looks, how it works and all. There is nothing shameful. There is nothing shameful. We have to actually break off all these kind of stereotypes. So here I am, Pranav Pinad, signing off, and let's see in another blockbusting video. So till then, stay tuned. Bye bye.